Moving on then to number 2, which is budget. There were two primary resolutions there, and I'm going to start actually with the second one, which is A007, as our presiding bishop liked to say in the House of Bishops. She constantly referred to the table numbers. There's a bishop at every table, bishops at every table, and she referred to number 7 as 007. Do you have a question? So that was kind of fun too. But A007 is legislation to reaffirm the 5 marks of mission, and it is around these marks that the budget was structured. And so we've listed the 5 marks of mission there for you. You're going to see more of these. I think we're going to do some work here just to promote those as well. But it was with those in mind and using those to actually structure this budget. So A005 is the actual resolution with the final budget that passed. And it's lots of detail in that resolution. You can look it up and see all the numbers and the figures. You see a total here for the next triennium, 2013 through 15, and you see the total there. Bishop Waldo or deputies, comments there on budget.
And the 5 marks of mission are marks that have been adopted by the Anglican Consultative Council. So it's a worldwide Anglican Communion description of marks of mission. And the proposal to have a budget that was mission focused and where everything in it was focused on some aspect of mission was a key element of that whole thing for all of us. We want, and there was almost a desire, at least in the House of Bishops, I don't know how it went in the House of Deputies, but in the House of Bishops, at the very beginning of convention, there was almost a desire to restructure the church one resolution at a time. There was a real mood to just to say no to anything that asked for money. And then people said, wait a minute. Let's think this through and all. But the desire, of course, is to do things that really do carry us forward in mission in these 5 areas.
Yeah, I'm Angela Daniel, and I'm from St. John's Parish in Columbia. I'd like to give you just a teeny bit of background about budget and why this became such a focal point of General Convention. Here in the Diocese of Upper South Carolina, we have all become accustomed to referring to our budget as our statement of mission, as it should be. And as we have become more accustomed to doing that, what it forces us to do is to look at what we believe to be the mission of our church and make sure that we're directing our treasures, directing our resources towards achieving our goals. What happened before General Convention was that a draft budget was put together. We all got copies of it by email, and reading it was a little bit like picking up a copy of War and Peace on a busy day and trying to condense it and get through it and get to all the high points. But when you looked at it, you would notice that there would be line items and a total at the bottom, and sometimes the total which is way out of whack with the numbers when you added them together. So that there were numerous inaccuracies in that initial draft budget. When we all went to the Province 4 Synod meeting in early June to prepare for General Convention, there was yet another draft budget for us to look at, and I don't think there are too many deputies that will disagree with me. It caused great consternation because it did not feel like we were putting resources in areas that would help us to achieve our goals and really live into the mission of the church. Well, whatever you may think of our presiding bishop, she did a very bold thing in the short amount of time between the Synod meetings and the beginning of General Convention. She came up with a draft of her own in consultation with others, but what she attempted to do was to turn the aircraft carrier in a different direction by looking at the budget and by forcing everybody to look at the budget as, ta-da, what we've been doing for years in Upper South Carolina, as a statement of our mission. And things began to start coming together. Now, I wouldn't want to go out on a limb and say that they all did come together the way we all would have liked them to, but they certainly came together in a different way so that by the time the statement of mission, the budget, came to the floor of the House of Deputies and to the House of Bishops, it was looking a whole lot better than it had 3 weeks prior to that. But I think it gave everybody pause to realize that this whole restructuring business was going to be difficult, but was also going to be crucial if we were going to live into who we say we are as the Episcopal Church.